Well, we all know that we have a long way to go to bring back a level of desirable decorum to our city council meetings. And we already have an adopted rule that reads as follows. I want to read this so everybody understands what the rules are now. Quote, decorum by public. No person shall disrupt the orderly conduct of the council meeting. Prohibited disruptive behavior includes, but is not limited to, shouting, making disruptive noises, such as boos or hisses, creating or participating in a physical disturbance, speaking out of turn or in violation of applicable rules, preventing or attempting to prevent others who have the floor from speaking, preventing others from observing the meeting, entering into or remaining in an area of the meeting room not open to the public, or approaching the council table without consent. Any message or contact with any member of the council while the council is in session shall be through the city clerk, unquote. So that's what we're operating with now. And my recommendation is to add one more item to that, and that is to add the act of applause from the audience to these other areas of disruption. And the reason is that, you know, I'm going to back up here. I mean, I've been doing this about 19 years, which is probably way too long. But in any event, I've been doing it a long time. And I think this idea of, or the current level of interaction between the council and the audience and between the audience and themselves is something that is a relatively new phenomenon that has developed certainly within the last 10 years, maybe within the last 6 or 7 years. And in my opinion, it just seems to be getting worse. And I think that we need to find a way to ratchet it back and try to get back to the point where these meetings are operated as business meetings, not as not as performances where you know, like karaoke or something like that, where a person gets up to speak and then people applaud that person if they like what they have to say, or they don't applaud or whatever. And I think that not only interferes with business, but it encourages other people to take it to a higher level. It encourages them to start booing or start hooting and hollering and that kind of thing. And I think we saw this last week when it turned out that actually a number of people were being paid $15 an hour to come down here and sit in the audience and applaud and hiss and boo and be demonstrative. And I think that's certainly wrong. I'm not saying that everybody who does this is being paid to do it, but I just think it's something that's worth trying to try to bring the level of disruption down. So my proposal would be simply to add applause to the list of other things we have as disturbances, except that applause would be allowed during or following presentations, proclamations, and commendations, which is what we do typically at the beginning of the meeting, during or following the mayor's State of the Union presentation, and finally, I think following the final vote on any agenda item. Sometimes we spend a lot of time working through an agenda item, and you know, we took something like 3 hours on the housing authority item tonight, and sometimes when it's all over, people just want to let it out and kind of get it out of their system, and I think that's fine. So that's my proposal, and I would say that there are a lot of examples of other public bodies, both city councils and county boards of supervisors, that have taken up this and have used it successfully. I know from my own polling that people have strong feelings about this. I know there are people who feel like that applauding is a constitutional right, that it's an important way of expressing themselves, that it's absolutely necessary for a public meeting. But more people have told me that they don't think it's a good idea just to do it after every speaker on a regular basis. So anyway, that's my proposal. We'll see what happens with it.